When you get to the point where you super stressed out and you like, oh my God, I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go. Nobody's helping me. I'm failing at all these things that I've signed up to do. I'm lacking in this area. I'm lacking in the area and nobody is here for me. You might not be doing this exactly for you. You might be living for somebody else in those moments. But let's not do that. Let's figure that out so that we don't find ourselves in those situations. That's all I'm saying. Hey everyone, welcome back to Prestigious Prep by Paris. I am Paris. Thank you so much for being here. If you are new, welcome. I'm so happy that you are here. If you are unfamiliar with what happens over here at Prestigious Prep, well, the Prep Squad, we desire to excel in all areas of our lives. We leave no stone unturned, and every day we wake up, we are putting our best foot forward to make sure that we're going in the right direction. So again, we're not a perfect people, but we're doing what we can with what we have, okay? We are blessed and highly favored and humble in all of our dealings. So if you are, wanting to be a part of a family that is really just trying to do their best and enjoying it, things as they come and having a laugh or two, then this is the place for you. Please go ahead, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. If you are a Prep Squad member, a returning supporter, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you and I just love spending time with you. Thank you so much for coming back for another video. If you have not liked, commented, or shared, come on, share it. Listen. Share with a friend, family member, or foe. I don't care. Y'all already know that. A share is a share, a like is a like. Period. Okay? All right, so without further ado, I just wanted to go ahead and get right into the video. All right, so in today's video, I felt like I just wanted to chit chat with y'all. So basically what happened was I was thinking about, content and like what would be great to post, what would be interesting, what would be helpful. When I'm posting videos, I'm always thinking about, is it going to be effective? Is it going to be helpful? Whether it be one person, whether there's nobody that watched it. I thank God that people are watching my videos and finding them helpful. So that's great. Thank you all for supporting. However, when I publish anything at all or I'm sharing, it is really because I'm really trying to help someone, and that's just what it is at the end of the day. And so I was thinking about content and have some fun things, some new stuff kind of coming. Hope you guys like it. It's a little bit different, but we're gonna see how that works. But anyway, I was looking through my book here, my notes, and so when I first created the channel, I had a vision of what I wanted to do, what I wanted to say. And so I wrote down some ideas, and a couple of them I'm still working through and I haven't actually made videos on yet. So I decided that today will be a great day. One of them in particular stood out to me, and that was when it comes to making any major moves in life, whether it be going back to school, quitting your job, taking an additional course, going for that promotion, moving into that new area, or moving to a new city, whatever you're doing in your life to better yourself, it always comes with struggle, right? It never usually comes easy, and that is on purpose. I think that is intentional, because when you have to work for things, the more you appreciate them, the more you will take care of them and nurture them. And so, when it's handed to you, not so much, right? So I just kind of wanted to talk to you all about, especially like school in particular. School, or again, applying for that promotion or switching jobs, or, just taking that leap of faith. You really have to consider who you are doing this for. A lot of times we like to do things for other people. And what I mean by that is we want to go back to school so that we can be the first to go to school, right? We want to be the first person to make it out, or we want to go back to school to get that additional degree or that certificate, because in return we can make more money and be able to better provide for our families, right? There's always that I'm really at the bottom, at the core, I'm doing this for someone else, in hopes to benefit them or benefit the situation, and I'm being used as a vessel. And a lot of us are okay with that. I'm definitely, I'm not taking this away. It's a conversation for us together. It happens a lot, but I wanted to talk about those times where it is harder, right? When you're particularly struggling. So for example, when you're in school or when you're sitting for that certification exam, when you have to sit in that seat and you're the one up to 3 and 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, and you still have to run your entire life and make sure that everybody that you're caring for is okay, manage whatever job you're working. You have all of these different things that you still have to do on top of you trying to do something extra when you're trying to better help your situation, or to just put you guys, or whoever that might be, you and your child, you and your husband, you and your wife, whatever the situation may be, you and your mom, just to put you guys in a different situation. You typically don't really think about the fact that you are not really doing this for you in those moments. So in those moments where you're sitting for that exam, or you are up studying for that exam, and you become extremely frustrated and you're overwhelmed and you are stressed, essentially your anxiety levels are high and you feel like you're all by yourself, I really want you to start thinking about, prior to those moments occurring, why are you doing this specifically? You need to make sure whatever it is that you are doing for yourself, okay? Not for somebody else, not for your husband, not for your wife, not to be the first in, the first to make it out, any of that. All that is great, and those can be used as motivators or drivers to be able to push you to do better. However, they don't last in the way of carrying the weight that you need and the encouragement that you need and that additional push that you need to sit through that exam, to sit through that certification, to actually apply for the job, to complete the resume, to walk in, complete the interview with confidence. All of that stems from you doing something for you at the core that really makes you happy. So I'm not ever saying, just to be clear, I'm not saying that you should want more for your family. You shouldn't just do it for your family. You shouldn't do anything for your family. What I'm saying is you shouldn't just solely do these things for your family, because what you'll find is you become stressed, you become overwhelmed, you don't feel supported in these moments because either you and your support system don't have a good understanding of what it is that you need. And perhaps it's because you're so busy and you're so used to taking on all of the responsibility that you forget to say, I'm not okay, I need help with this. Listen, y'all, I wear a lot of hats, okay? I do a lot, I wear a lot of hats. And that's just the nature of me being used to being busy. I like to be busy. That's just in my nature, to be busy and be multitasking. But there are times that I forget to say, I need help. And in those moments, I'm like, oh my God, I'm so tired, I'm so worn out. When really I could have just said, hey, can you handle this for me? Hey, in this moment, I need some help with this. Or hey, I have this coming up. Can you assist me with this? Like, really just, instead of trying to handle it all, I try to not bother people, basically. And that in return, long story short, it becomes stressful, and it doesn't have to be. Now, I'm not saying that, when you decide that you're going to do this for yourself, whatever it might be, that it's not going to be hard. I am 1000% not saying that. But what I am saying is that in those moments when you're doing it for you and you're making yourself proud, and this is something that's on your bucket list, although everyone around you can reap the benefits, it hits different. It gives you the extra kick in the butt that you need to get it done. It gives you the extra motivation to go to class the next day. It gives you the extra motivation to stay up a little bit later, to work on that application or to work on that resume or to practice what you're going to say in your interview. All of that, it feels different, although again, it's still pressure. You are not as stressed in those moments because you have something deep down within you that is driving why you're making the decisions you are making. And so I'm telling you because I know this from experience, and I just want you guys to take a step back and think about what that is. I mean, you might take a step back and find out that what you're doing is you don't even want to do that. You know, you don't have any interest in really doing it. You're doing it because you feel like it's the easier way out, or you're doing it because you can make the money that you need to make to help out your family, or whatever the situation might be, to pay up the bills, whatever it is. You're not necessarily doing it because you love to do it or because you like to do it. You're doing it because it feels like the best solution in the moment. And sometimes that's not always the best route to go. Now, there are going to be situations that you get into and you can, okay, I can get this really quick. I can do that really quickly. I can transition into this role really quickly, and so it'll be beneficial. But when you get into the role, or you get into all the responsibilities and you end up hating it, or it becomes more challenging than was shared with you prior to you accepting that role or enrolling in that course, or it's going to be different. So, I mean, just take some time to really figure out what it is that you're doing and make sure that you love what you're doing. Now, I'm not saying that those stepping stones in between, for example, like if you were going to school to, your ultimate goal is to be a nurse, right? And so in between time, you work as a patient care tech, you work as a CNA, you work as a med tech, you work, you do a different jobs, you work as a receptionist, whatever it might be that you're doing in the interim to get you to that place. I'm not saying those are not necessary, but what I'm saying is even in those moments when you know for a fact that this is not what you want to do right now with your life, or at all with your life, but you understand that this is a necessary step to get where you're trying to go. You want to have something more than, I'm just doing this for my kids. I'm just doing this for, to support my mom. You really, 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 really need to consider doing it for yourself, right? If you do everything that you're trying to do with first thinking about how helpful this would be to me and the inner me to make me happy, everything else comes with it. This is not you being selfish. This is really you digging deep and figuring out what it is that you want to do with your life. You are in the driver's seat, so you want to make sure that wherever you're driving to, although we don't have any control with how we get there, or what the course is, or who's riding with us, who's not riding with us, God is still in total control, but He does want you to be focused. And it's really hard to do that when you're really stretched thin and you are living for other people instead of living for yourself. So I hope this was helpful. I didn't mean to get all deep on y'all, but I felt like this is really in my spirit. It jumped out of my notes in my book, out of all the topics that I plan to discuss here on this platform. And so I don't know who that was for. I definitely feel like that was continued motivation for me to stay focused and just trust that God will, He'll lay everything out the way it's supposed to go, as long as I keep my ears open, listen to Him, continue to do what I'm supposed to do, and obviously in the moments that I don't do what I'm supposed to do, be smart enough to repent for those things and continue to ask God to continue to keep me and my family and friends and continue to direct me. So again, I hope if you made it all the way to the end of this video that you heard something that you like, you want to stay, you want to join the family. So please make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. That information is going to be down below to my social media links if you're interested in following me on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. And really, that's it. I hope you guys are staying blessed. I hope that you are really finding what God has for you, and you're enjoying those moments, and you're understanding that bad times don't last always, and you're understanding that sometimes you have to do some of the grunt work to get where you're trying to go. But when you get there, you will be so appreciative, and you'll be doing everything you need to do to stay there and continue to elevate. So y'all be blessed, and until next time, bye.